Hello, my beautiful viewers on E360. How are you feeling? Hello to my beautiful diamond beauties and my beautiful Tanzanite heroes. So you can ask me, how am I feeling? I am feeling over the moon. I had a tribute show to all my Soul of a Diamond ladies, all of the 19 ladies, with me making 20 in our book Soul of a Diamond. And then it was such a mission producing and getting the videos in and out. And it keeps on telling me there's no space. I was like, oh, I was exhausted after the show. I said to my husband, I'm going to sit there in front and just be like an Afrikaans, a fiki, translating, I'm going to be a fairy. I'm just going to shut my eyes for a few seconds. And he just woke me up 50 minutes before the show. So I had such a rush. My beautiful guest is already in studio, and I still had to do the opening video, but everything worked out as it should. So a tribute show, a happy birthday day today for one of our guests, and beautiful Tisha's gonna come and wow us with her beautiful voice and her beautiful stories. And guess what? This is the first time that three of my guests cannot be here. And because the artwork is already done, I cannot invite new people to come. So I've got three videos. And I can also not get all three videos in, but we will make a plan. But my husband did bring me some coffee. Here's my coffee. The cup is warm, and today our show is called Balance Mind, Body, and Spirit. When last did you take a cup of coffee, even water, or a cup of tea, and you had a mindful cup of coffee, tea, water, anything, even eating? When last did you use all your senses? So let me explain. I can feel the cup, and it's quite cold here in South Africa. And I know people like my beautiful ladies and guests that's on here, and then all the people I love and know in the northern hemisphere is in summer, and we in the southern hemisphere is in winter. So this is warm. Oh, it's lekker. And the Afrikaans word for everything nice is lekker. This is warm. Now I'm going to smell it. I'm using my senses. It smells like coffee. And now I'm going to taste it, but not swallowing. I'm going to linger in my mouth and then feel how it goes down. Okay? Are you ready to watch me? Here I go. Oh, that's amazing. When last did you stop and think of what you're eating, what you're drinking? When last did you use all your senses and do that? Oh, I know it's deep. And here in South Africa, if you go deep, you say you have to go lower with your voice. I am deep. I am deep. My beautiful ones, I cannot wait for my beautiful ladies to be in studio. I'm going to play my sponsors video, Jose Escobar from the Connectors Leader Academy. Thank you, my beautiful Jose, for sponsoring my show. Here we go.
Is Jose Escobar. I live in Washington, D.C. area. I'm a family man. I'm an entrepreneur, coach, author, and speaker. I have communities. I support people. I'm a servant leader, and the list goes on. And I'm primarily the CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. That's my bread and butter. That's my core offer, right? That's where I put most of my time and energy. And the Connected Leaders Academy is a growing community. It's a tribe of some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world. We're now over 350 plus members, 42 states across the US, and 17 international countries. If you're an entrepreneur out there that's looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more money, more clients, right? This is the community for you.
And my beautiful Trish, that is where we meet in the CLI group. So, so now, Cindy, don't go take it down. We want to share that. Now, I'm going to start with the birthday lady. Please introduce yourself, Cindy.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. So if you start to hear some banging in the background today, there's a contractor here. And yeah, so it'll be spot on in talking about mindfulness today, being mindful here. So my name is Cindy Eddington, and I'm from Fairport, New York in the US. I'm a transformational life coach and a holistic healer, and I specialize in helping women navigate the aftermath of divorce because having gone through a very heartbreaking divorce myself, I truly resonate with some of the struggles that these women are going through. And so my whole mission is to help these women rebuild their strength and reignite their passion for life, re-engage their personal power, and renew their hearts so they can start living their best lives now.
I love it. And my beautiful Tish, can you introduce yourself, please, my beautiful one?
Yes, Tish McDaniel, and I am in South Haven, Mississippi, USA, and I am a licensed Ziegler Choose to Win coach, and I do Choose to Win every day coaching, and have a Girl Squad. I call it a Girl Squad group, but we're a posse of warriors. And I help those who want to win every day. Little small wins. It's small steps, transformation. Small steps is it gets you there, and it's very fulfilling.
Wow, I love that. You know, my beautiful Tish, we will talk about it a little bit later on, but you know how many people have given up because the small wins was not big enough. And then just around the corner, when the big things is going to happen, they give up.
Hmm.
So, my beautiful Cindy, can you tell us what does mindfulness means for you?
Oh, for me, it's taking that pause to be, and I think you've captured some of this earlier, is being fully present, right? As you said, using all of your senses, but also pausing, to really take in what's happening around you. So it's one thing for the cup of coffee, right? To savor that moment, right? Really like sink yourself into it and savor it. And I think that it needs to apply to every single thing that we're doing. And I think that in our crazy, chaotic world, it's really easy to lose sight of that, right? We get pulled in so many different directions. And so for me, mindfulness it's a practice, right? It's something that we need to practice on. And we need to have, I think, a little bit of patience and persistence, right? So it's all the P's, the process, it's a practice, it's persistence. Um, and when we do that, I think when we're very mindful of everything that we're doing, it just opens up to such richness in our life. As you sip that cup of coffee, I mean, I was savoring it with you. I could smell. I was smelling it along with you, and I was like, oh, I could feel the warmth of the cup. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Is really engaging in the moment of what's happening around us. Like I said, I think it's easy in this crazy world that we live in, so many things going on that we can be pulled in so many different directions, distractions, as the banging is still going on in the back of my room right now. It's so easy for me to want to go, oh, wait a minute, and then lose perspective of like, I'm supposed to be here right now, and I can still listen to that, right, and be mindful that that's happening, but still have my focus here. And so I think that the way I like to apply that is that when we're struggling, right, when we're really struggling with something, is that if we can take that pause and kind of come back into ourselves. I mean, as we said, you mentioned earlier, it's connecting our mind and our body and our soul and our presence. So I think just taking that pregnant pause and seeing like what's going on around me, and then choose, what do I want to do in that moment? What do I want to do now? Am I going to let this pounding bother me? Because it could. I could go right off and rah, rah, rah. Or am I just going to say, okay, that's happening. It's all good. And just come back to where I am right now and be more in that presence of peace. Because I think when we're in that present moment, when we are being mindful, there's a sense of inner peace that comes along with that. So no matter what, again, the craziness around us, that mindful moment brings us back into our center. And, that's our connection. That's our connection then to source, spirit, universe, God, whatever you want to designate that. But I think it really brings us back into that presence of everything that's happening around us. And I feel a real sense of peace and centeredness when I'm taking that mindful moment, no matter what it is that's happening in my sphere, so to speak. So that's what it is for me.
You are incredible. And if you can give me 1 second, and I have to go down, so just give me 1 second, and I want to show you something. So, my beautiful one, the pounding is nothing. I've got an African drum. This is my small one. The other one I cannot pick up like this. So I can also drum with your carpenter.
Perfect. Love it. See, now this is how we can just pull it right into a really great, little thing here. It's all good. This is how I'm celebrating today, my birthday, right? I got the drums, I got the pounding. It's all good.
Oh, wow.
Oh, appreciate
Amazing.
that. Appreciate you. I appreciate you,
My
Sanet.
beautiful Cindy, I love you. I sang twice to you in my home language, and it's such a privilege to sing in my home language because the Afrikaans words is so beautiful. It tells you that you have an amazing and abundant day, and may God bless you not only for you but also for your family. So that's the reason why I do love to sing in my home language, because it is a little bit, I want to say a nice, a little bit. I don't have the vocabulary, but it brings more God into the Afrikaans song than the English. So that's the reason for the song in Afrikaans. My
I
beautiful
have to
teacher.
say to you, just really quick, I have to say to you, I played it out loud and my husband was standing right next to me and he was like, oh, what's that? I said, oh, it's my beautiful Sanet singing happy birthday to me in Afrikaans. And my husband just thought that was the greatest thing. And it is beautiful. I mean, what a beautiful way to express a happy birthday. So thank you so much, Sanet.
Oh, thank you, my beautiful Cindy. And tell him I love talking to them. I love to talk in Afrikaans. And sometimes when I translate from Afrikaans to English, the tenses is not, but I love the singing, especially. Especially. Thank you. My beautiful Tish, can you tell us what mindfulness means for you?
I'll start off by saying with Cindy's birthday, the best present is to be present.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Wait a minute.
Wait,
Wait a
wait.
minute. Here we go. Yeah, now we're talking.
I don't have I've got my other glasses. I don't have my spectacles. But
That is the best present.
yeah, a friend of mine says that a lot. And I've known him forever. And to this day, when he says it, I stop and I have to really think about it because it's almost like a riddle.
Mm.
You hear it and then you go, wait a minute. So yes, the best present for you is to be present. So
I love it.
mindfulness, I, as a young child, my mother always told us when you enter a room, leave it better than what you found. And you think, how does that correlate to mindfulness? Well, it correlates in the art of observation, which I'm very good at. And you walk in and you notice things that most people don't notice. And you make it better because I'm in my 60s, so I've had that ingrained in me for a long time. I walk into a room, not just a in the store, in a friend's house, wherever it is. And I walk in and I either help them or if it's in the store, I'm zipping up clothes and it's pretty hilarious. But the mindfulness in that art of observation, you are focused on your surroundings and you are focused on the energy and you get focused on your breathing and your movement. And because of my journey with being told I'd be in a wheelchair and I said no, I'm not going to do that. And so I'm mindful about walking because I can't feel my knees. And so I have to literally think about walking because it's kind of hard to do some things when you can't feel your knees. It's very difficult to kneel, but I kneel. It's all about that mind over matter, the mindfulness. And I'll give you an example before I close, because I know, Sanet, you have all these other things going on. We live in the woods, and one of the things I learned very early on in our marriage, my mother-in-law, my bonus mom, she always said, when you walk, watch where you're walking. Be mindful about where you take your step, what you pick up, where you just be very mindful. And I always thought that was just really bizarre. And then I experienced it with the snakes. And so the oak tree limbs look like copperheads. And so you could literally be reaching down to get a limb that you want to throw over in the ditch, and it's a snake. And so that takes mindfulness to a whole new level because you are walking, paying attention, observing, and yet, like you said, Cindy, you don't want to stress yourself out. Sanet, it's all about the mind, the body, the health, and it's pretty exciting. It really
Wow.
is. I've learned a lot about snakes that I thought I never would ever. It's like useless information unless you live in the woods.
Wow, amazing. Oh, thank you so much for that, my beautiful Tish. So my beautiful viewers out there, both Cindy and Tish knows about my story, but I lost a whole person in weight. I lost 165 pounds 5 years ago and 3 months, almost 4 months ago. I want to live. I don't want to die. And I had to change my whole lifestyle. I had to start to love myself unconditionally. I brought mindfulness into my life that same time. And I had to be present the whole time. Because as soon as you go off present, if you go to the past, I remember stuff in the past and I want to eat. If I think about the future and worry about the future, then I want to eat. So I could not be in the present moment because I had a mission. I had to be on my Omi and Xander. It's my grandson Xander plan. That includes the way that I eat, the what I eat, the way I eat, the times in between I'm eating, and my drinking, and not to drink water while I'm eating, a lot of things to exercise. I also have bad knees because of the overweightness that I was in the past. So I can just not do any exercise, but I can do dancing. I dance a lot in the day. I dance with my guests when we have coffee chats. I dance with my exercise in my morning routine and my evening routine. So mindfulness is for me a must, a must for me. My husband said to me the other day, Sanet, I think you are the queen of self-love and mindfulness. I said, thank you, my husband, but make it the goddess, because I think a goddess sounds wow, then queen. I feel like that. He just looked at me. Okay, Sunit. My beautiful ladies, I'm going to play one of our guests that could not make it today. She's in Spain, and it's bath time for the children. And she asked if she can do a video. So, my beautiful Cindy and Tish, we are going to move to the side and, whoops, and we're going to play beautiful Dina's video. Here we go.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Sanet, for being part of this amazing show. I'm Dina Marais. I'm the founder of Soul Purpose Publishing and Coaching. I'm a 6-time international best-selling author, publisher of 3 international bestsellers, and I'm also a soul-aligned manifesting coach and quantum human design coach. Now, this show is about mindfulness, and mindfulness has always been an integral part of my journey and of my success, and it's also my passion to share this knowledge with as many people as possible. I believe we are all one, and we are all part of the cosmic plan, and we are here to support each other, to walk each other home. And this is for me where mindfulness comes in. The way I see it is that we all have dreams. So often we manifest the things that we don't want. So why is that? I've learned that we always occupy 2 different realities, different vibrational realities. These are 2 different places where we think, feel, and act differently. This is where we are now, and this is where we want to be. And in order to manifest this reality of where you want to be, you have to occupy this reality. In other words, how you think, feel, and act for more than 50% of the time. So we need to become aware of how we feel. Fortunately, we have been given this gift of emotion. So we can know at any given moment in time, who are we in alignment with? Are we in alignment with our false self, our victim self? Or are we in alignment with our true self? Because when we come into this life, we come from a place of abundance. We come from the stars. And we come into this life with a very unique energetic blueprint. Also, with all the old patterns that we have carried across generations. And it's our purpose to transcend these old patterns, to break them, so that we can go forth in a new dimension. And this is the work of quantum human design. Quantum human design, or human design, is the combination of the chakra system, the Hindu chakra system, the Judaic Kabbalah, astrology, the Chinese I Ching, and quantum physics. And it all comes together to give you this, to show you what is your energetic blueprint. And I use quantum human design as a tool to identify patterns, and also to identify who you really are and what you are here to do. So in human design terms, we talk about your type and your strategy and your profile. In other words, the role that you are here to play, the strategy that you are here to follow to create in the way that is ready and real for you and right for you, and the character that you are playing. And I find that people understand themselves better, and they are more open to practice alignment with their true selves. So if you would like to know more, you can find me at dinamarais.com. and or on Facebook. And I will gladly connect with you and help you any way I can. Thank you again, Sanet, and enjoy the show.
Wow. My beautiful Cindy, I don't know if you have any remarks on Dina's comment, and what else can you tell us about mindfulness? And if you have a few tips for us as well. I know that you are also a yoga instructor, so I know the breathing is very important, but I will give it all over to you because now I have to take this video out and go and fetch a new one. So please go ahead and tell us. Thank you.
I love what Dina says in terms of, where we are and where we want to go. And I think, again, to just tag on to that, mindfulness, again, is paying attention to these things, where we are and where we want to go. Because I think, again, as I was mentioning earlier, we can get so distracted from, who we are, where we want to go. And so mindfulness to me is that practice that brings us, again, back into our center and gives us that clarity of what we need to do next. Where do I want to go next? There's just so much chaotic noise, if you will, in our world, that when we can get into that mindfulness space, we can cut through all of that. And I think that's also those stepping stones, as she's talking steps, to take us to our next level. She talks in terms of vibration. It's all the same. However you want to describe it, it is all the same in terms of taking ourselves to that next level. So I think she's spot on when it comes to that. In terms of tips, as you say, yes, I'm a yogi as well. And so one of the things that I do a lot in terms of my own mindfulness practice is breathing. Another is meditation. I love to just sit in quiet, come inside. It's great if you can even have a guided meditation. I do a lot of guided meditation for my clients, but I find even for myself, I'll play somebody else that's got a little YouTube video out there that they do guided. I'll listen to that just so that I can come back into my center. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't even know what to do for mindfulness, breathing is easy. You can just be quiet, close your eyes, and take 3 deep, clearing, cleansing breaths. And that will give you a fresh perspective and bring you right into your present moment. That's a really simple tip and technique that you can use. And we have it available at any time.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, my beautiful Cindy and my beautiful Tish. I don't know if you loved Cindy. I'm so sorry, Dina's video. And do you have more to add to mindfulness? And do you have a few tips for us?
I absolutely loved her video because I have the I Ching book, and with my walking, even though I can't feel my knees, the chakra levels, and everything that she talked about, I have lived it in order to go through my journey. And the breathing, we are taught how to breathe. We are, as very young children. And my mother had asthma, so she literally breathed through the top part of her lungs, that panting. And it took many years to reverse that. And when you start breathing correctly, you at first are lightheaded, people pass out, and I teach acting, and breathing is one of those skills that you should master. And there are a lot of folks out there that do offer. Tara Gush, she has breathworks, amazing. Breathing is absolutely amazing. And I would say your number one skill to keep you centered and keep you calm. Because you can be in the middle of a fire and control your breathing and be very calm to get out. So that's my tip, is don't focus on everything. Focus on what will help you. The root cause, breathing is a lot of that. and then your thoughts. And it's I love her. It's like I'm not write her stuff down. I got
Okay, Tish, wait for me, wait for me.
Tag on to the hammering that's happening here right now.
it reminds me. It reminds me of the music of South Africa, Israel, and New Breed. Woo! Wow. Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh wow, thank you. So my beautiful ladies, I want to come back to you before going over to Michael's video. Cindy, do you can you tell us a story of when there was something happening with you that you had to remind yourself to be in the moment and be mindful? Can you tell us a story that can relate
I,
to that?
I can tell you what's happening right now in terms of the contractor. Um, but yeah, I think that we all, for me, it was going through this really heartbreaking divorce. If I go back to, my initial story of like how this actually manifested for me into where I am right now, was, going through this heartbreaking, what I call a heart opening event. And it did create space for me to be really, really mindful. Because at the time, I had a little baby, I was a single mom. And so mindfulness was so important. I had to be really present in the moment to like not only serve her needs, but check in with myself. Like, where am I right now? As we were talking, Dina was saying, in terms of emotions, we're very emotional beings, right? And so being mindful of how I was presenting myself. It's one thing I didn't want my emotions to take me over. Because that can happen, right? When we get into stressful situations, we go into fight or flight, and we kind of lose all of that ability to be in the present moment. And so again, just learning, coming into that mindful space was so helpful, so critical for me to be really present, as I said, not only for myself, but really present for my, baby at that time, to give her the nurturing and support that she needed. And so I can't say enough about having those practices. And of course, yoga, that was my entree in. I actually went to a yoga class, and, it wasn't that stressful. I mean, in terms of exercise, because I had gotten myself certified as a fitness instructor to blow off some of the steam, so to speak, regulate my emotions. But when I got into yoga, it was a completely different, it was like, oh my gosh, talk about an opening and breathe and learning again, as you just mentioned, Tish, learning how to breathe again. Because most of us do breathe from up here, and especially when we're stressed out, we're way up here in the chest breathing. And if we go back into that baby, diaphragmatic belly breathing, what a difference that makes, to bring us again back into the present moment and just be really mindful of what's happening all around us. So yeah, I think that when you're stressed out, that's the time to be really, really mindful.
I love that. Thank you, my beautiful Cindy. And for you, my beautiful Tish.
Yes.
Uh, uh,
The, no, you want me to share a story? Because
yes, go.
I always have a story.
Yes, I know. I know, and I love your stories. Oh, oh, oh.
My brother-in-law always said, "You can't just tell me something. You have to tell me a story," and I love it. The fighting the breathing, and I say fighting because you you do panic, and you do your mind plays tricks on you. So with breathing is that positive affirmations, and that what you throw out to the universe, be careful. I'm always telling friends and family, whoa, Nellie, please, please don't throw that out to the universe because it's going to come back. And now the good stuff, yes, all day, every day. And the not controlling your thoughts, but managing emotions and thoughts. And I, when I'm in a situation that I just feel like I could just, the red hair will take over and then it's too late. And so that's what I need. I need to write a book that says the red hair will take over.
Yes.
And I have found, because in high school and, well, grade school, high school, and into college, dancing and singing were just I loved it. And I learned after my car wreck, when my vocal cords were damaged, that I could hum. I may not be able to have carried a note, but I could hum. And Cindy and our beautiful guest before with her video, and Sanet, humming, whew, that takes away every worry in the world.
Wow. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Can we play Michael's video? Will you hum for us when he's finished?
Well, sure.
Maybe, can you hum for us now, or do you need to practice first?
You will have to hum with me. It's just making noise, just humming. Yes, it's,
We'll join in. We'll join in. You can beat the drums and that, we'll hum together.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So what? Tell us how to hum. Tell me how.
So it's putting your tongue in the middle of your mouth and almost like holding it and then making sounds through your nose.
But you gotta hold your breath for a little bit.
And humming forces you to breathe correctly as well.
It does, doesn't it?
It's amazing how it all just connects. It's like this sphere and it just all connects.
I'm gonna hum now, Tish, and I'm gonna tell you my husband is gonna tell me, Sanet, what are you up to now?
What's going on with this show today? We're having way too much fun here.
My beautiful ladies, we're gonna shift to the side, and here is beautiful Michael. There you are. Yes.
You know, life just happens to all of us. You know, right now, as I even make this message, my dad's actually in the hospital. He had shortness of breath. They found out he had some fluid around his right lung. They've been draining that. So we've been undergoing a few days in the hospital with him. And, you know, those things just occur. And we always have things in our life that sometimes cause us to not necessarily be present. So I can get off and start worrying about my dad and how do I bring myself back to being present. And when I was asked about, well, what's mindfulness? To me, it is about being present. It is about being centered. And sometimes we're distracted in our own mind. I know my mind doesn't often need help from out there to go off on its own. But sometimes there's real life conditions like what I'm going through with my dad. And so mindfulness for me is about coming back to center, coming back to this present moment. And it's also to me about tuning into that divine intelligence, my higher self, the divine self that to me is also in that present moment. And I just wanted to share real quick a how-to, and it's as simple as sensing your breath and sensing your breath in your heart. And you can do that while you're driving. You can do that in an actual, like, go sit, close your eyes, do a meditation. But even when I notice, like, I'm starting to worry about my dad, for example, I will start breathing and sensing my breath in my heart center. And what it does, it just pulls me a little bit out of my head. It pulls me out of the condition that kind of has me, and it brings me back to here, back to center. And I do it for just really a couple of moments till I sense a shift in my energy, a grounding again. The other thing, though, is this divine space, this heart space, is also where you would hear that divine intelligence. So sometimes I will, in my day, I'll have something go on and I'm about to move into something else. And I'll use just that transition period as a place to breathe, to center, and then I'll simply ask that question about what's next. And there's a bunch of research through Heart Math Institute, and what they show is even our divine intelligence, even our intuition, comes from our heart center and makes its way to our kind of analytical mind. So I just share that. I'm Michael LeBlanc. I am a author. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I'm also a life coach, certified in Reiki as well. Been 34 years just really helping people. How do I align with my divine self and from there manifest my best life? You can reach me at michael@divinedirt.net, or my website is manifestwithmichael.com. Hope those tips help. Again, we all get distracted. It's just about what can I do to come back to this moment and use your breath, use your heart center. Those things are always with you no matter what's going on. Cheers.
Cindy, what do you think about that video of Michael?
I love what Michael had to say because, again, it comes back into the whole coming into the heart. And, we just did this. We sat in Susan's presentation in terms of AI, angels and intuition. And she did this beautiful, coming into the heart meditation. And it only took like a couple of moments to do that, but it was breathing and literally closing your eyes, coming into your heart, breathing into your heart, and then asking, what does your heart need right now? And as Michael was saying, you have that intelligence within you, and it will tell you. It will tell you exactly what you need. And I'll share with everybody, because for me, I came into my heart and I was having a little bit of some sadness just from some personal things that have been going on. And just to sit in that pause and pregnant moment, if you will, and my heart told me I needed a hug. I just needed a hug. And after we were done, I went upstairs and I said to my husband, I said, I just need a hug right now. He's like, oh, of course. So it can be as simple as that, right? Cutting out the noise and just breath, as we're all saying the same thing, right? Use your breath. But I love that aspect of coming into your heart and connecting there, because you do have an intelligence that's going to let you know what you need to do next.
I loved it. Thank you, my beautiful Cindy. And for you, my beautiful Tish. Let me just make sure you're unmuted. Oh, there you are.
There we go. It's magical that all of us are connected with what we are saying. And that's such a talent that you have, Sanet, bringing people together that we are alike, similar, but yet so different in what we feel and believe. And I just lost a very dear bonus brother-in-law, my hero, my biggest cheerleader. And I have not had that kind of loss since 2019. My mother-in-law passed away, and she was my bonus mom. I had an opportunity to have a mother again. And so coming into your heart with what Michael was talking about, you have to come into your heart. I cried all the way out there to flying to Kansas City, and people kept looking at me. I know they wanted to give me a hug or ask me, are you okay? Because when you're walking along and tears are just streaming down your face. And then on the plane, you're sitting there just like, okay, don't fall apart. And I just had to and when I say force myself, I just had to keep reminding myself, this is what we all will be doing going home. And he is going home before us. And when I got to him and was able to say goodbye, and I said, I will see you on the other side. And he said, I know you will. And I will be waiting.
Wow.
And when he said that, it's like it took everything away because it was my heart I was leading with. And when he passed away, I knew I wasn't alone. And my sister, gosh, oh, you just cannot say enough things about her. But when we're told, don't lead with your heart, lead with your gut, lead with your mind, sometimes, and probably most of the time, you do need to listen to your heart. And then you have to make that rational choice, like you talk about, Cindy, that rational choice. Do I go this way or do I go this way? And while we're being present, if I go that way, that's like throwing a grenade over the wall. But if I go this way, then that's what's best.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that beautiful story, my beautiful Tish. What is your golden nugget?
Those who dance are thought mad by those who don't hear the music.
I love it.
Love it. Oh, wait. That I have not heard your golden nugget before. That deserves
I,
definitely.
Tish, can you give
Look at
it to
that.
us again? Give it to us again.
Those who dance are thought mad by those who don't hear the music.
Wow. Love it.
I love
Fantastic.
it. My beautiful Cindy, what is your golden nugget?
Well, mine is when one door closes, trust and have faith. There's another one waiting for you to walk through into a brighter future.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. And ask me, what
What's
is
yours,
mine?
Jeanette? What's yours?
Yours.
Tell us.
If your why is big enough, you can do anything. You can
Mm.
do everything. And I have the proof of the pudding. And the proof of the pudding, Cindy. I don't have a
Yes.
seal, so you can show us the seal on your side.
We
There it
got international bestseller.
I know. Well, and on August 17th, I will be a published author. The
Oh,
book launch. Yes. Born to risk. Oops. Born to
wow.
risk. Yes.
Love
Launches on
it.
August 17th, which is my mother's birthday. Her
Wow.
heavenly.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Tish. That's wonderful.
I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
yeah, ladies, are you ready to move again to the side?
We're ready.
Here we go. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Ted McClyman, and I've worked with people and money my entire professional life. People just like you. And during that time, what I discovered is, well, most people don't get it. They don't work very well with money. And that's the reality every place I've been around the world. Now, I've been a financial advisor, I've taught economics, I've spent 20 years on active duty in the United States Marine Corps, and I watched my Marines do crazy things with money, was an aide to the Secretary of the Navy in the United States, worked with a political class, and I'll tell you, they don't know anything about money. But this is what I've discovered, that the conventional wisdom that we are rational with money is wrong. And that's the basis of modern economics and accounting and financial literacy and most programs to help you get your head and your life around better spending. Unfortunately, we know that doesn't work. As I started work with my clients as a financial advisor, I learned that my job was not to manage money. As a matter of fact, that's pretty simple. That is straightforward. My job was to help them to understand how they naturally think and feel about money, and now help them design a program that fit them, not somebody else. You see, you need a one-size-fits-you approach to money, not a one-size-fits-all. And unfortunately, the money industry is focused on product and service and a one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter solution to help you spend your money. And I'll submit that that's not working for most people. If you don't believe me, let me ask you, Have you ever gone to the store to buy something small, maybe milk and bread or a case of water or something, and you run into the supermarket? Well, you grab a cart and you start running through the store and you start loading up that cart or buggy, and you get to the checkout and you find out you've spent a small fortune on things you had no intention of buying? Yeah, we've all done that. It's not a problem with small purchases, but it's a real issue with the major life-changing decisions you have to make with money. Automobiles, housing, education, work choice, marriage, partners, children. It goes on and on and on. You see, our biology as humans conspires against us when trying to become better with our money. It appears that our ancient brains are very good at keeping us alive and passing out our genes, but not very good at making change, doing taxes, or balancing a checkbook. Likewise, our culture is a game changer for money spending. Our belief set, how you think and feel about money, is a function of where you grew up, how you grew up, but your peer group, maybe in middle school, and your culture. Your culture is probably the biggest single driver of what you think is important about money and how you spend. And you need to understand that. And the internet and social media makes that so very difficult. And finally, the rules of money have changed. What worked just a few years ago for your parents and definitely your grandparents doesn't work for you. And it changes incredibly quickly. The internet, modern technology makes it so easy to spend and spend quickly and emotionally and instantaneously. And we do it all the time.
So my beautiful one, I hope that you've enjoyed beautiful Ted. I really love the way that he is explaining why some people cannot work with money and other people can. And it's all about emotions. So my beautiful ladies, I just want to say thank you for bringing your awesomeness to today's show. I never had a show like ours today with three guests not coming, and then have beautiful Cindy's music at her back, and I bringing out my drum, and beautiful Tish with your humming. It was truly, truly amazing. So, my beautiful ladies, I'm gonna just quickly talk to the viewers, and then I'm gonna ask if you will have a dance with me. My beautiful viewers, I hope that with each and every guest, particularly my two guests in studio, that you have learned something. For me, the most important is breathing. Breathing is life. So breathing, you have it. You don't have to go and search for it. You have it. So my beautiful Cindy and my beautiful birthday girl and my beautiful Tish, will you have a dance with me?
Of
Yes.
course.
Oh, thank you, my beautiful viewers. Will you have a dance with us? They said yes, they said yes. Here we go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam.
Bye, everyone.